Drawing Side 1 of the die using AutoCAD Inventor 2013 academic version. In this tutorial we'll get started on our first part of the die. We'll start by creating a 2D sketch and pick any plane, it doesn't really matter. Immediately go to a center rectangle at the origin so it is constrained. Change the dimensions to 2. Zoom out here. And there's my other dimension of 2. And you can see automatically it's fully constrained. But it will become unconstrained once we start adding things. I'm going to zoom in here a bit. Next we're going to use the offset command. And clicking on a line, bringing it in. And immediately we'll dimension this to 0.125. That's 0.125. Okay. I'm going to hit escape. And I'm just going to move these dimensions a tiny bit. So I'm going to click on it, just pull it down, click on this dimension, pull it out a bit just so we can see what we're going to do here. Next we're going to add a line for one of the tabs and we'll click, right mouse click to exit out of the command. Right away then add another line. This is going to be called my center line and you'll understand this in a couple minutes here. Dimension this line from the center and this is going to be 0.25. And then now what I'm going to do is instead of drawing another line and dimensioning, I'm going to mirror this line across this mirror line. So we're going to come up and select mirror. It's going to ask me to select my part, which is there, or my piece. Then I'm going to go to the mirror line and apply, and you can see it's been mirrored about that axis. Then I'll dimension to constrain it in place at 0.5 and click on OK. Now, at this point in time, you have several different options. You can copy this to the other side, you can rotate it to the other side, you can mirror things to the other side. Multiple things all through here of rotate, copies, and mirrors. In this case what I'm going to do for this point in time is again create another mirror line and then highlight all these objects and then mirror them across this line. Oops, I'm going to highlight that back again. Go select the stuff I want. Let me just unclick these. So select this stuff. Select my mirror line, which is this. Apply, and you can see it's been moved to the other side. Okay. Then I can trim things out. So I'm going to click on trim, and I know for this side I don't need this line. That's a lie. Control Z it to get it back. That's right. We don't need this line here. So go to trim and trim this. Trim this little bit out and that bit out there, and we're going to trim this out there. And then once again on this side I can trim these parts out. Control Z, grab the wrong one. Trim this line here, this line here, and that line there. And you can see that I have now my two sides or the indents or the tabs. Next we can go once again to offset, draw a line here, dimension it from here to here. And we're going to say that is 0.125 again. This time around we're going to take these two lines and we're going to rotate them 90 degrees. So we're going to come up to rotate, select the two lines that we want. We're going to add a copy of this. We're going to select our center point and you can see I can rotate them up to there and click on done. Then what I can do is trim out the parts not needed on this case, so they're going to be these ones. And that is not right. Control Z it twice. And you can see how you can always just go back and change things. I'm going to trim out the top bits, those bits there, and then this bit there. Okay, and then that one, and then that one. And then once again, what I'll do is exit out of this command, create a line that we can mirror about. And that line is there, I guess it's just underneath the dimension. And then we will highlight mirror and highlight the parts that we want like this to mirror. Try that once more time. Hit escape, mirror, select the lines I want, the mirror line which happens to be there, go apply, you can see it's down there, and then once again trim it out. And there you can see I have my completed first part of my side in a sketch. And we'll click on finish. And then finally the last part of this would simply be to extrude, and we select the part to extrude and the thickness will be 0.125. And we will stop at this point of the tutorial and go on with the next in just a minute.